Hello, and welcome to the next episode of Shadow Empire. Now, we have... wrong navigation here. So, I was trying to use VASD to navigate the map, but that doesn't work here. So, last episode, we have been progressing here in the conquest here, and then we have relocated everything and prepared stuff for the next phase of our conquest here. And in between episodes, I have been looking around. I have also used a bit of our political points to retire some of our leaders using the retirement actions here to get rid of some of the leaders which have capability level 1. We still have a few here. One is left. We could consider using... we could try a silver here as well. And she's gone. There we go. Apparently I didn't see that one. And I'm going to do another bit of a time skip here to get going with the railroad here, which is almost done now, or it is done, but it will be applied in the next turn. And then I will get started on relocating troops to the front line. I also upgraded, as I mentioned in the last episode, one of our siege armies to a siege corps. And this, of course, requires us still to do a lot of infantry replenishment here. So we still need a bit more artillery apparently, but we can't make any currently, so probably lack the resources. Right, yeah, we don't have metal, so that's why. And I'm going to finish this up to upgrade these guys, and actually we can just go to the next turn. So we are going to upgrade these ones to prepare them for the future as well. And this will still take a bit of logistic points. I do think we can check it in a second that we do have with the railway, however, enough logistical points to move everything where we want it to be moved. Or at least maybe in 2 or 3 turns, depending on how much excess logistic points we have. Unless we made a mistake in the logistical point distribution. That is also maybe a thing, because the logistic system is a bit obstruse in here. Okay, we are almost out of the bonus political points. I hope we don't get any kind of massive negative thing. And okay, we got this one as well. What? Okay, someone left my council apparently. Ah, we got the new share. That was a very expensive one for 10k. Militia commemorative plaque. Yes, let's do it. Offering to buy IP. Definitely a no. Definitely a no. And yes, we want to trade with that one. I traded this one, or I requested an audience because it was the last one we didn't know. Eagle Republic is offers to help us.
Yes, sir.
We definitely take the political points here. And did we just lose? Let's see. No, he's still here. That's weird. By the way, do we have still... Yeah, we don't have another orc. We have all of those we are possible. So we can't make another orc. Yeah, so now the railroad should be active, which means we can check it out here in the used points, and then we can check out the preview points here. And we can see the railway here. 2 is not yet done, but 1 is here. So we can see that there is almost 2,000 points that are getting pushed to this tile here, where we exit the grid on the rail hub, rail head. railhead. Yeah, right. So based on that, we do have a lot of logistical points available. I'm a bit confused that we have 5,000 points going southwards here. Is it really that much that we need here? Let's see. 5,000... Ooh, the city pulls 5,000 logistical points. Wow, that's a lot. That might actually be an argument to consider building a railway down here as well. Not right now, but at least maybe. Because 5,000 here is immense. We only make 8,000 here and with our truck station. So that really is a lot. Let's go to the used PT again. Yes. This tile must be consuming a lot from the... Where does it come from? Received truck points. Does the city really need 4,600? But I think I made a sign here. Right, yeah, only pull points. So apparently we are pulling this much down to the south. That's wild. Yeah, the other cities also eat a lot, so it's not completely unreasonable here. We also sent 2,500 to the north. But at least we do have, with the railway, we have decreased our pressure on our logistical system here. So that's all good. Okay, and now let's see what we can do here. First of all, do we have all the replacements done here? No, not yet. It's still a bit left open. Let's see. It's not all deployed yet, so we have to probably wait a few turns to deploy more of those. I'm also asking myself how we can get rid of all these machine guns that we got when we disbanded militias in the north. Because we don't need them anymore. We just need 10 more artillery here. Because I'm not sure how we do this. So in the... Maybe in the SHQ here? No. No, not here either. Placement troops. I'm not sure if we can somehow get rid of those. That would be something I would like to do. But I don't know how. Transfer items from or two zones. No, that's all right. Okay, so I guess we can start and see if we can move everything over. No, it doesn't work. Okay, why not? Strategic move mode. Weight is 70 of 48. Is that because it's not on the rail station? That may be an argument. This one would cost 2,500. Oh, wait a second. Our logistical system is probably overburdened because we are trying to replenish all these troops, right? Can we... That should be visible here. Bottlenecks. Yeah, we definitely have a massive bottleneck ongoing currently. So most likely it's from the replacement of our troops here. So that's interesting. What I think I want to do in this regard is that I want to upgrade my truck station as well here.
Roger that.
to double the amount of trucks we have here as well. And hopefully that helps us. And do we somehow see how much logistical points are really available? Is there something here? Used current points. Ah, right. Yeah, we can see here that there isn't a lot available here. So all the logistical points here are currently used. And in the cities where we have replacement hubs and so on, there is a bit of stuff left. So we probably need to wait until all the logistical points are available again. What we can consider doing though is move some of the troops manually over here to Flag Mountain to decrease the stress of this, more or less. So for example, we could start with the Siege Infantry 3, which should be in here if I remember correctly. Yes, it is. Right, this one can only move like one tile, right? This is all very bad. So this is a complication, I guess. What we could do, however, is move the trucks away already. So we just move them to the front line because these are very fast. So we get them out of the way and get them to the front line already. So just to decrease the burden of the supply system here. And with that, I'm going to move forward here and do a few turns and investigate my logistics system, what we can improve on it before we go to war in the west here. Well, here we are, and we are ready to jump into our western expansion now. In between, I have passed quite a lot of turns, actually, because the relocation westward took a lot of time, because we do have a bit of a logistics problem here. We are currently fine, at least I think. We still have to fix this, right? Yeah, but one unit with bad supply. Okay, which one is that though? Probably up here or something, I don't know. But one unit somewhere has bad supply. Anyway, the thing is that we not only was the railroad project which we had to do, so we do have a railhead over here now and here on the front line. However, getting all this to work and supply the whole army required a bit of construction. We currently have the truck station 5 and rail 2. Rail 3 is almost finished, but I think we don't need it for this war because we can go. But the main problem was that I have run into a kind of metal logistic issue. So we were starving for logistic points here for the relocation of troops, but we were also starving for logistic points to move enough metal into the center here. It's now slowly getting better because the constructions are finishing up. Because the zone here, which is the important part, it consumes 2000 metal but only produces 1200, so it has to import a lot of metal from somewhere. And of course for this we need logistic points, which is a problem. And therefore this was causing a lot of stuff here. And what I also want to do soonish is, after this war probably, I'm going to use time to change the logistics system here in our core territories. Which means that more or less every city will get a rail connection here. And I'm going to start removing unnecessary roads which we don't want to have anymore. So this will lead to things like I'm going to have a railway which is going to Orthrop to Colster and then to Starkwold here. Therefore this will be connected. And then I'm going to have one railway which is going to Igala Ruins here. But I don't think that I'm going to keep this connection, for example. Instead, I'm going to also make a railway here with a railhead here on the metal mine and these kind of things here. And I have to really see where this will lead to. And I also have to make sure that we have everywhere a truck station, at least one, to do the local stuff. And then the railheads in all the major cities connecting from Selig Point itself. And maybe in the rest we are going to need a new rail station over here to extend our supply network via rails to the west further here. Because I'm going to probably use like 2 rail connections, one from this angle here, when we have conquered this, to connect over here, which will be our railway to the south eventually, and then 1 railway connection here, and then going south again. I might actually remove this bit again and then rather use it over here to continue. But yeah, now everything should be ready and we are good to go. So we can dive into a minor war here. They don't have a protector, so we are now at war. And this, of course, allows us to go into these tiles here and explore what we can. And of course also it allows us to now move forward here properly. And here I have to be a bit careful because I don't really have a strong defensive line here. Just like 1 unit here most of the time. We can actually move forward to here, so let's do this. I don't want to attack here, I just want to move forward to pressure what we got here. And this one can't move either, but you can go here. Right, yeah, so move here. And you can... maybe I shouldn't have moved the headquarters to there, but yeah. Unknown odds. Ah, right. Like this. So let's attack. Open fire, open fire. I don't expect to win. All clear, sir. Oh, we did. Wow. These units must be terrible. Let's see. Oh yeah, these are still militia. Right. Our units are going to crush this. So this should be extremely easy. We can't move here, but we can now get started on moving towards the capital itself. The big question is, what is the weakest spot here? And can we maybe break it with like 1 walker and a truck? Like this? But that would be perfect if we can make this work. Sadly, we already retreated here. Mission accomplished. Yes, we were able to make this work. And now we can move in here. I have to keep something in the back here though. Like 1 walker. Let's first see if we can immediately break the capital, because then the war's over. Yeah, this is fine. We only have a -4 penalty here, 32 to 1. Yeah, that should be easy. Maybe I shouldn't have used all. Wow. Okay. That was easy. So the war should be over already. We can clean this up a bit here. This, so just make the...
Do no harm? Yeah, right.
So we just clean up what we can here. Open up the front line already. Wow.
Do no harm? Yeah, right.
Oh, we lost 1 tank. Wow. Doesn't matter. Yeah, by the looks of it, that's it already. Of course, we can get a bit of experience here from doing all of this. Ouch! 1 of our special unit died. 2 of our special unit died. Mission accomplished. That's not cool. Oh, and the Galactic Republic unit. Doesn't matter though. Okay, so this should already be the war that we were fighting here. So really boring. I expected it somehow. So let's go into... actually, we should recruit a civilian. Here we go. And later we do a cabinet retreat, because we do need a new governor here. So let's go. There we go. We annex this territory. Pretty easy. We probably could have declared war a lot earlier with our motorized troops already. It was the siege infantry which was delaying us most of the time, because we upgraded that one unit template. But I think the underlying issue is a logistics problem that we currently have. And we don't have enough industry and metal to make all of this work. And that's of course what we are going to go into now. Also, we entered a crisis of violence again. So we had that earlier. So dangers are plus 11. So all tests there. Okay, this one worked out. This one worked out. Neo bridge. Radiation cleansing. Admin level 11. And so on and so forth. So now we have to do exactly what I was just saying. We have to get started on relocating again, and I think I'm going to go after the Flint clan here. They don't seem to have someone protecting them. Yeah, we don't even have a fixed border with them. So this is probably in our interest when thinking about it, because we can immediately move forward here and therefore tie down the troops, and we are not necessarily tied to building up on the front line. Instead, we can really just do what we like to do here. Okay, you can only move here, but everything should move south now. Yeah, perfect. So we can push the borders here as much as we want to. Of course, they will push this too, but that's fine for now, because these borders are fixed here. It's only the borders with the Flint clan which are not fixed. So do we have another tank here? Yes, we do. Can the Walker get, how far can we get here? Yeah, we can get even here, nice. And then our Galactic Republic, we apparently lost a unit here. Yeah, so this is pretty good. We are going to already start splitting the troops up here and move westwards with our motorized infantry here, while we start moving our machine gun infantry and so on to the next border. The big question is, who do we attack first? We don't want to really go to war with Mason Settle and Forestland at all, but we have to take these territories here. And conquering Forestland here. No, wait, still this one is Maenumpex was one of our friends, right? That's Selaful, Maenumpex. Yeah, these are our friends here. So Maenumpex, I think we do have. Where do we see this? I think it was in the. I made a victory pact with someone. Okay, we have a victory pact with Selaful. We don't have one with Menum here, but we could consider breaking Menum to get this city here, if we want to. So probably we want to. Before I continue with the troop deployments, appoint a new advisor. No, this one should be a governor. However, what we can do is we can dismiss this candidate, because there's one with suitability 15. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit better. So appoint here. Manager won't own mess halls. They want their own mess hall. That's not cool. No, I'm not going to accept this. Right, it's a Neo bridge. Yeah, we do have to move in more troops before we do this. So, place one more unit here. Set in the troops and end this riot. Give credit to a peace. Oh yeah, okay, we can just pay money. That's much easier. Minor worker strike, of course we also invest into money here. Eternity movement proposes a personal session, yes. New governor for Neo Bridge. We're going to put Torren in here. Oh, he's a really good war leader as well, though. Intimidate. Obedience and fear and leaders all populace. I want him anyway.
Copy that.
Can upgrade Neo Bridge here.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
let's do it. Okay. Now let's see what we inherited here. So in Neo Bridge, what kind of assets did we get? We have a dome farm, we have a transport hub, light industry, scout stations, parks, a new level 2 transport hub, so that's nice. Private harbor, a lot of free folk, and a lot of food. So that's definitely useful. And what we want to do now here is we definitely want to have a new rail station here to extend our network to the west. And we also want to get started here on bureaucratic offices. So this zone will start constructing a lot, which probably will take a lot of time.
Copy
Of
that.
course, also a university here, and so on. We will also later go into a soil demetallization facility. Maybe we can already start this, because we do have a lot of worker here. But now we have to just pacify it.
Copy that.
Yeah. Let's just keep going with this. But we should... what I want to mention is that we do have heavy industry now, so we are producing machines, 12 per turn. This allows us to stop producing machines here.
Yes, sir.
Or at least we don't need that many anymore. But it's still something like we are going to need a lot of machines. We're also upgrading this one. So we are going to go from 10 to 40 machines here. This should solve our industry problems for a long time at least. And save up a lot of industry points and metal that we can spend on, for example, trains and similar things. So what we would do now is we have to wait for the train station to finish here in about 2 turns. And we can connect our railway here. And the same we would do with our field road here. There we go. We're going to extend this southward, but we're also going to start removing certain roads here. Because we don't need them. And yeah. I'm going to skip forward a few turns to see how things develop. Okay, here we are in the end of this episode. And I have restructured everything here based on our redeployment into the Flint clan here. And I also reworked most of our infrastructure. I added a lot of rail connections and I finished a lot of rail heads stations, which are... Where are you? Here, a railhead. So now all cities are connected via rail to our capital select point and therefore to our SHQ, which should massively free up logistic points here. And also, of course, I can continue building up the infrastructure here. We also are already at rail 3, which is a lot. Going to rail 4 would cost us, let's see, 5 turns, and then we get almost like a third. No, it's like 50% more. More than 50 actually. 7,000, yeah, it's like 65% more maglev points or rail points here for our supply hub. Let's actually go into this. We do have the fuel for this, so we are not in a problem with oil. And also in regards to oil, we found new deposits in Neo Bridge over here. So we found 2 oil deposits, 150,000 and 70,000. So that's a lot. We are going to definitely build that up. And of course we are going to go into the not desalination, but the demetallization plants further, which are not going to produce us oil there, but they produce us resources, and then we can go into the how it's called. Maybe we didn't finish the research yet. Yeah, we didn't finish the research yet, but we do have this atmospheric methane extraction thing, which we can do, and then we can get oil from the atmosphere more or less. And now I'm going to, in the next episode, I'm going to declare war here, so immediately in this turn, and we're going to wrap up the Flint clan, and then we go into Mason Sable here, and then into Forestland to wrap up everything we can capture here, which is mostly population and terrain. Why is that important? Well, because we are close to winning already. We have made a pact. Oh, wait a second. We do have a victory pact with Selafil? Oh no, Mason Sable. Oh, I was worried for a second. No. We have a pact with Selafil. Selafil is on this continent. I think it's this guy here. Right, yes. So I really befriended them, and they really wanted to befriend me. And they, if we check them out here, so let's see, do we have something like free trade that we can give them? No, we already have this. Can do cultural change? No. We can do scientific joint effort. So let's do this. Critical success. Nice. And as we can see here, so if we pick a target, we can see how large they are. They do have a decent chunk of the planet. That's why I was happy to befriend them here. I also befriended these guys here, but we are going to betray them probably to get this port here. However, the big question is, do we maybe have won when we have taken over the remnants of our continent here? And if that is not enough, I have to find out how I maybe can land in this territory here, for which we then have to build up a new SHQ to win from there. But that's questions for the future. Right now, I'm going to wrap up this stuff here, and we are currently at 40.7% victory score, and that's going to be pretty good. So it will go up further with the conquest we are going to do in the next episode, and maybe we already have won then. So let's see. Leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next episode where we are going to continue here.